Hey guys, so Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's kit was posted on the website, so we'll take a look at that, but first let's talk about Majin Kuu. Let me move my camera up here so we can see everything. Majin Kuu, this is probably my favorite new character from Daima. I actually am a Goma fan. I do like Goma. I know he's not the most popular villain ever, but I personally do like him. But I gotta give Majin Kuu props here. He's probably my new favorite character that was newly introduced in Daima. I really like him a lot. Yellow, huh? Okay, support type is good because he's not gonna have very many teams. Buffing Daima, yellow, and blue. Yeah, so what teams is he even gonna be on? Is he, yeah, just on Daima. Look at his tags, they're just Daima. And he's on Daima Saga, right? Because there's technically, that's how they classify all the characters from Daima on the Daima Saga. So he doesn't have like, I guess it would make sense he doesn't have regen because we never see him actually regenerate. Okay, so he's going to be, you know, leader slot champion plus Daima. Alrighty. Let's see what we're working with here. Majin Kuu. Toy with enemies by inflicting abnormal conditions and sealing special and special move arts. Strike arts. Okay. Off to a good start here, huh? 30% chance to inflict paralyze on hit. You don't say. Blast arts, 70% chance to inflict bleed on hit. I guess at least it's not a 70% chance to inflict paralyze, huh? Unique ability, every time this character uses an arts card while the enemy is inflicted with an abnormal condition. 50% damage for 2 counts. Okay, that's stackable, but it's only for 2 counts. Cover and all for 3 counts. Seals enemies special and special move arts for 3 counts. So if you attack like Majin Vegeta with a blast and he's afflicted with, you know, paralysis or bleed or something, then he's not gonna be able to counter you. Okay. Not really a lot of supporting stuff there. Restore the vanishing gauge by 100% up to 5 times with special arts. Okay. Randomly draws 1 new card. Restores when vanishing gauge by 100%, activates 5 times. Cancels attribute to upgrade, shortens substitution count by 3. Or sorry, applies attribute upgrade, shortens substitution count by 3 for 20 counts. If enemy health is 50% or above, card draw speed for 10 counts, and then all enemies with 2 subcounts. That is not the attribute downgrade subcount. That is just inflicting them with 2 subcounts so they can't switch. Okay, so that's a pretty powerful green. 100% vanishing gauge restoration 5 times. Yeah, that's very strong. And then, oh god, inflict feint with special move and ultimate arts. When this character enters the battlefield, if there is a tag Daima other than this character is a battle member in the party. 50% damage inflicted. 20% chance to inflict feint upon landing a special move arts hit. 30% chance to inflict feint upon landing an ultimate arts hit. Ultimate arts is 30% to ultimate damage, 30% to critical rate. Okay. I mean, unless you're just strictly running him in the leader slot position, he's always going to be right next to a Daima character, right? 50% extra damage there, huh? Okay. Anything else? Yep. Gives allies a serious boost to damage inflicted. When battle starts, 30% damage by allies, and then 20% to damage by allied Daima. 50% damage support to Daima, huh? 50. When this character is switched to standby, randomly draws 1 new card. Restores ally health by 15% and key by 30. Cancels allies' attribute downgrades in normal conditions. That's really big now, too. He seems solid. The only thing I'm kind of worried about with him is defense. Again, we don't have his full kit here. I think that's the last page, right? Is there anything? It says 5 out of 5. Yeah, he seems solid. I'm kind of worried about his defense, but we'll see when we actually get his full kit tomorrow. If he has any kind of like half HP disrupt like most characters get. Doesn't mention anything about, I feel like if he had endurance, they would have at least mentioned it here, but a lot of support and very annoying, it looks like. Just paralysis, fainting. Okay, here we go. So that's Majin Kuu. All right, let's move on to Vegeta here. Let me just quickly upload this reaction and I'll do this. All right, let's see what we are working with here. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Guys, it's been so long since we got a new character. It's insane. Overwhelm opponents with high offense and defense right from the start of battle. Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta joins the fight. Okay, I mean, sounds pretty generic. High offense and defense, so it sounds like he might be like a balanced character in terms of offense and defense. Start powerful combos with strike and blast arts. Nullify special cover changes when you use a strike or a blast. After using one, if you have 1 or fewer cards, you'll drop to 2 new cards and even nullify in favor of element factors. So it sounds like Vegeta Blue almost. Unique gauge, excellent for offense and defense. While Vegeta is on standby, the unique gauge will charge up and will even gain additional charges every time an ally is hit by an enemy arts attack. If you have 50% or more charge, when Vegeta enters the battlefield, you'll consume 50% of the gauge to boost damage inflicted and destroy 2 enemy cards. So it sounds like it just consumes it automatically when you switch in before you even do anything. Finish things off with the main ability. If you use the main ability when there's 1 enemy remaining, their vanishing gauge will be reduced to 0. Okay, always a fun mechanic. Then if you have allies with certain tags, you can launch an ultimate arts with up to 80% ultimate damage inflicted and finish off your opponent. Seize victory with Legends Limited Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. He is green. I mean, I kind of figured them Zenkaiing that green Goku would mean that this character was going to be green. This is just yet another Super Saiyan 3 character that is green. I mean, they just love that combination. They cannot stop giving us green Super Saiyan 3 characters. But Vegeta Clan and Saiyan, and then Daima. So he's on 3 real teams, okay. Z ability, 38% to Daima, Vegeta Clan, or Saiyan base strike and blast defense. Oh, sorry, strike attack and blast defense, and then 18% to Daima base strike defense. So is he a melee type? We can actually check this. They do tell us on this what his typing is. Yeah, it's a melee type. Okay, makes sense. Sure. All right. Strike has armor, so charge in without fear of enemy blast arts. On activation, the enemy sustained damage cut effects will be reduced. Wow, yeah, this is a really strong ability. He has sustained damage cut penetration stacking here. 10% minus 10% to enemy sustained damage cut effects, sell for 10 counts, blast armor, and then the blast cart also has that as well. 10% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. Okay, yeah, that's really isn't that just Beast Gohan? Beast Gohan has the same thing, right? I think it's 10 minus 10% for 10 counts. It's only on a strike too, so yeah, Vegeta has it on both. That's pretty good. It's pretty crazy. Blue card, reduce enemies' health restoration by 100% on activation. Plus, if there are two or more enemies remaining, nullify endurance. He nullifies endurance on his blue. Deals massive impact damage. Falling effects occur upon activation. 40% to special move damage inflicted for 3 counts. Inflicts enemy with that attribute downgrade minus 100% health restoration for 3 counts. Yeah, so obviously if you're fighting against a character like Gotenks, who's immune, they're not going to be affected by that, but that's a very strong ability. Also nullifies enemies, restores health when it reaches 0 effects when this character attacks for 3 counts if there are at least 2 enemy battle members remaining. It's kind of like, almost like Blue Yamcha, where Blue Yamcha has permanent, well not permanent, but uncancelable endurance null. I think it's for like 15 counts when the enemy has a full team alive. That's pretty good. Now, Ultra Cell is going to nullify that. He's not going to be able to get his endurance nullified because he's going to remove his buff, but most characters with endurance don't delete buffs on blue card, right? Like Super Trunks doesn't, Gotenks doesn't. What like massive endurance characters are relevant right now? God Goku, I think, actually does do that. Majin Vegeta does? Yeah, Majin Vegeta does. He doesn't against rushes. Let me just quickly look. Yeah, Trunks does not. Daima Goku does not. And I think, I mean, no one really uses this character, but he doesn't either, right? Okay, I mean, that could be very strong. Green card. Has a new effect that can... Okay. How many times have you guys heard me say over the past week? Cell's, Ultra Cell's Disrupt is very strong because there's no effect in the game that allows you to overcome card sealing. Has a new effect that cancels sealed status effects. This easy to use special arts even nullifies enemy special cover changes. Okay, so this is a stop time green, right? Draws a strike arts card next. 10% health, 40 key, 30% to damage inflicted for 15 counts, and then cover null for 5 counts. Cancels sealed status of own arts cards. Cancels sealed status of own Rising Rush. Wow. You know who that's actually strong against is Purple 17. Purple 17, one of the reasons that makes Purple 17 such a good matchup alongside Future Gohan and Trunks is because future Gohan and Trunks reduce their sub count by 5 when someone else on the team gets rushed. And then 17, that purple 17 is sealing enemy rushes for 5 counts when he swaps in. So you really can't rush that duo unless you want to just rush the first life of future Gohan. That's really cancels the rising rush sealed. I guess the only thing with this is it doesn't make Vegeta immune to the seal. It removes a seal that already exists on the cards. So you would first need to activate, for example, Perfect Cell's sealing, and then you would be able to get rid of it with the green. Okay, how good is that? I mean, if you specifically are saving it for that scenario, it could be really strong. We'll see. Does this mean they're going to be more comfortable with introducing more effects that seal cards? Maybe. But as it stands right now, I don't know if I would call this like some insane ability, but this has the potential to age very well. We will see what they want to do, but this is a good, really, really good green card. Only cover null for 5 counts, but I think that's just because he's getting cover null elsewhere. Ultimate boost own ultimate damage inflicted for every tag Daima or Vegeta clan battle member. Okay. Get up to 80% ultimate damage inflicted. He does Supreme. Is that... Have we seen that on like every character? Hold on, like let's check like LFs. Does this guy... There's no way this guy has Supreme, is there? This purple Goku? He doesn't have Supreme. There's no way. Yeah, Massive. Let's check you. Let's check like you. Who else? All these guys are transforming. I guess we could check like Gotenks too. Let's just check like some of the recent LF characters. Zamasu has Massive. Daima Goku has Massive. And then Gotenks has Massive. Yeah, so it's not very common for just like these LF characters to have Supreme on their ultimates. That's pretty good for Vegeta. Applies the following effects to self-pun activation: 40% ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts, nullifies enemies' endurance for 3 counts. Okay. Additional 20% to ultimate damage inflicted per Daima or Vegeta clan battle member other than this character in the party. Cannot be canceled is really good. Blast armor when charging forward. Okay. So, yeah, he gets up to an additional 40% ultimate damage when you have a full Daima or Vegeta. It could be a mixture too. Like you could have 1 Daima, 1 Vegeta clan, and you'll get the full effects too. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot of ultimate damage. All right, main ability draws a special arts and ultimate. So he's going to draw green and an ultimate. Okay. Plus, if there's only 1 enemy remaining, reduce their vanishing gauge to 0%. Use this main ability to end the battle. Randomly destroy. You know what this reminds me of is Spirit Bomb GT Goku had a similar thing like this, and he was like when he first dropped, he was actually a really effective finisher because he would just remove the opponent's vanish and just like rush. That's what you used to do with him. Kind of similar here. Randomly destroys 2 of your own cards and draws a special arts card and the ultimate arts card, Rapid Storm Cannon. The reason why this is really good, actually, is because a lot of characters, well, not a lot of characters, but there are a certain amount of characters now that seal ultimates. So because he's drawing a green and you draw your ultimate at the same time as drawing the green, you can actually remove the seal from your ultimate if it gets sealed when you draw it. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, restores own health by 25% and ki by 30, shortens ally sub count by 3, also reduces enemy vanishing age to 0%. There are two defeated enemy battle members. Okay, check out the unique ability here. If the unique gauge is at 50% or more when Vegeta enters the battlefield, consume 50% of it to activate powerful effects that will destroy 2 enemy cards, reduce their ki, give Vegeta a damage boost, and more. Using a strike or blast arts will nullify enemy special cover changes. Okay. After using one, if you have 1 or fewer cards, you'll draw up to 2 new cards and nullify unfavorable element factors. Be sure to start your combos with strike and blast arts. Okay. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts: 250% to damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 70%. Reduces impact, slice, and pierce damage received by 20%. Increases arts card draw speed 1 level, -10 to strike and blast arts costs. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield. Restores own ki by 40. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. Cancels own attribute downgrades. Okay, when he enters the battlefield. I mean, I was kind of thinking they wouldn't do that because that's like what Majin Kuu is for, but okay. Shortens allies subcount by 2. Activates twice. That is pretty good, actually. Wait, whoa. Applies buff effect, nullifies attribute downgrades up to 2 times to allies. Activates 5 times? Hold on, let me just reread this. Applies buff effect, nullify attribute downgrades up to 2 times to allies. Activates 5 times. So every time you enter the give me a second here. Let me just look up a certain character here. So every time you enter the battlefield with Vegeta, where is this? Might be over here. No, I don't know where this is. 17 has the same thing here. Yeah, here. The following effects occur when battle starts. Applies buff effect, nullify attribute downgrades up to 2 times to allies. You guys want to know what the difference is between this and what Vegeta has? Okay. That's a pretty big difference, in case you couldn't tell. So he's blanketing the entire team with immunity to attribute downgrades. That is very, very crazy. Because remember, what Vegeta is doing is he's entering the battlefield, he's canceling his own downgrades, and then he's giving himself 2 counts or 2 charges of immunity to further downgrades for that switch in. And then once you've expelled those, you switch to a different character and they have 2 more. And then you just keep cycling through. Okay. That's, seems fair. If own unique age is at 50% or more, also consumes 50% of it and the following effects occur. Restores own health by 15%. 30% damage. Yeah, he needed that. He didn't have enough damage. Applies buff effect. Nullifies enemies. Reduce key effects to self for 10 counts. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 10 counts. Destroys 2 enemy cards. Reduces enemy key by 20. Okay. I'm actually kind of glad he doesn't have card protection because he doesn't sound like he needs that. But he's immune to key reduction, which is really, really strong against things like for example, Fusion Zamasi's unique age or something like that. But yeah, card destruction could be effective against this character. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions after changing cover to self for 5 counts when this character uses a strike or a blast card. So it's only for 5 counts, which is pretty fast. It's pretty short, but okay. Applies the following effect self if you have 1 or fewer cards after this character uses a strike or a blast card. Randomly draws at most 2 new cards. 40 key, 50% damage for 5 counts. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for 3 counts. So I think what they want you to do is just enter the battlefield and just like spam cards. You know what? He kind of feels like Super Saiyan, the green transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku a little bit. That's what he kind of looks like to me right now. You just enter the battlefield and you just like piano your phone. That's what they want you to do, right? So hold on. You can see he's getting this, and this. So he's getting 330% damage while stacking this on both strike and blast. And then he's also getting this. Okay. Has a special cover change against blast arts while on... Oh, it's against blast? That's actually really good. Yeah, that is good. While on standby, the unique age will charge over time and charge even further when allies are hit by an enemy arts attack. While an ally is defeated, one time only, give allies a boost to damage inflicted and charge the unique gauge by 50%. If the enemy uses a special move arts, ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush with Vegeta's in the battlefield, reduce ally sub count and lower the enemy's special move, ultimate, and awakened arts power. Even in a pinch, you'll be able to safely swap out to an ally. Okay, so having a blast cover change for this character, I think is better than Cell having it. I mean, it's not like, I don't think Cell's best team is androids, but they clearly wanted you, as for one of his teams, to use androids, but I think there's actually too many blast cover changes on androids. But for Vegeta, you're going to be running him on Daima. You're going to be running him on Vegeta Clan, who definitely those teams have more strike cover changes. So him having a blast cover change is very nice. Charge on unique gauge while this character's on standby. Unique gauge will start at 50%. So if you start it's starting at 50%, so you're immediately going to be able to get this effect. You're going to immediately be able to get damage, immune to key reduction, type neutral defensively, destroy 2 cards, reduce enemy. So this is honestly more of like a defensive ability almost. Huh, okay. But you have access to that right away because he's starting at 50% unique gauge. Applies the following effects to self every time an ally is hit with an enemy's art attack while this character's on standby. Restores health by 3%. Charges unique gauge by 4%. Okay. That's a pretty specific number. 50% to the next special move damage inflicted. Cannot be stacked, activates once. Activation count resets when the character enters the battlefield. Shortens substitution count by 1. Okay. Following effects occur when an ally defeats an enemy. When an ally defeats an enemy, he's healing himself by 20% and he's reducing enemy Dragon Balls by 1. That could be good. Following effects occur when an ally is defeated. Charges unique gauge by 50%, increases Dragon Balls by 1, restores ally health by 20%, 20% damage inflicted by allies, which also affects himself. Following effects occur when enemy activates a special move arts, ultimate arts, awakened arts, or rising rush while this character is on the battlefield. Shortens allies subcounts by 3. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade minus 30% to special move, ultimate, and awakened arts power for 3 counts. Okay, so obviously he sounds like he's going to be a very powerful offensive unit. I'm going to make the same comment I made about Majin Kuu, but we don't have the full details for Majin Kuu, but he seems like he's going to be pretty good defensively, but he's not going to be like an ace defensively, right? Cell hits very, very hard. We'll see. This guy does not have a second life mechanic. This guy does not have a 50% HP disrupt mechanic. I mean, he is healing a decent amount, but we'll see. That is one area of concern that I have, but he's getting a lot of damage. I think he's got a lot of immunity to just a lot of different things. He seems like a pretty good unit here. 30% to damage every time you're expelling, 50% of the unique gauge, which doesn't sound like it's that hard to get. This is crazy, just starting with 250 here. That's the most damage we've seen from any character just at the beginning of the fight. I thought, because I saw this number and I thought what they were going to do, because like they usually do this for like Super Saiyan 3 characters, is they have them start at like really high damage numbers and then they lose damage over time. I thought that was what they were going to do, but that's not what they did. He just has 250% damage at the start of the battle. This, by the way, is actual power creep. 20% to this. There's no character that has that, right? I don't think so. Right, so like, let's just think about this. The most recent release is Cell. Who else? I mean, we could just take like Super Trunks, who's a defense type. What does Super Trunks have? 70 and then 10, yeah. This guy's got 20. Minus 10 to strike cost is ridiculous. You don't see that ever. Like, you see minus 10 to blast cost, but not strike. Minus 10 to strike costs? He's gonna have like 9 cost strikes. Okay, yeah, he looks very good. I don't think he doesn't have double card draw speed, does he? Card draw. Right, yeah, he doesn't have double card draw speed. That could be something, I guess, but he has this. And this is why I think they're gonna want you to like sort of just spam cards. This is like the Vegito Blue effect, but Vegito Blue has double card draw speed. I think what they want you to do with him is enter the battlefield in the middle of like, so you probably want to get priority with a different character, and then you enter the battlefield with Vegeta, and you just want to spam cards, I think. Right? Vegeta's entering the battlefield, he's drawing a card, he's using a card, he's getting damage, he's getting keyback, he's getting more cards, he's going type neutral, and then he's only got 5 counts of cover null. So they want you to capitalize on that very short amount of cover null that he's getting, and weave in all these mechanics that he has access to on the offensive end. And then I think what they probably want you to do is, like, you know, enter, do a bunch of attacks, and then when the attacks are over, use his vanish and then just get out. And then just keep doing that over and over again. That sounds like the playstyle they want you to go for with this character, but we will see. Also, his blue card having endurance null is pretty insane. So let me know what you guys think here of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Seems like he'll be doing a lot of damage. He's also getting a Zenkai buffer just like right off the bat with that green Goku. Could be a good partner with Super Trunks. We will see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. And yeah, he's coming out tomorrow. I will not be around for the initial banner drop, but as soon as I'm available, as soon as I'm good, I will, of course. That's something I'm not going to like skip out in this banner tomorrow. I'm going to be doing summons and showcases tomorrow, but it won't be immediately. Just unfortunately scheduling got screwed up. This is like a weird release day too. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you all in the next one.